Hello everybody. How are y'all doing today on Sunday evening / afternoons, maybe even Monday morning where you are, depending where you're at. Apologies for the stream, what was it, on Thursday? Got 40 minutes into it, and then the frickin' modem died on me. So I had to get another one. Got that on Friday morning, but just didn't feel like streaming after what I did. I literally trashed my progress on New Game Plus. I started over again on part 2 and blitzed through everything to get right back to where we were before the start of the stream on Thursday. Because I will be damned if I have an interruption like that occur on one of the bigger moments in this game. So we are right back to the quest. I believe it's called City of the Ancients, which we started on Thursday and completed, but thanks to this modem dying on me. So hopefully less modem death. We can actually do what I want to do today, which is finish 5.0. That is the goal for today. And I might as well go ahead and say it right now. No stream tomorrow because of the maintenance, which I think, even though it is around 10 o'clock p.m. my time, and I normally go live at 5 o'clock my time p.m., just don't really want to risk it, you know, just in case I suck at time zones and it's like, oh, well, it starts at 8. LOL, idiot. So, no stream tomorrow because of the maintenance, and the next stream should be on the following Tuesday. And then also on Monday, I want to do some IRL stuff around the house and whatnot, just general cleaning, maintenance. So I'll free up that whole day to do all that. But enough with the IRL stuff. We're here to escape IRL stuff, right? So let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? So yes, as you can see, literally blitzed through everything. Like I said, got the City of the Ancients. Turns out You can go from part 2, which was the which started right at the I think it was the initial. Oh, I'm brain farting hard. The invasion at level 76, when the Sin Eaters invaded Lakeland and started wreaking havoc, and then Balthury goes, "Get fucked, nerds. This was my doing because you're sinning. Come to Yulmore, come to me. I'm your benevolent savior." From that point up to here, takes about 2 hours, including queue times for the instances. Turns out, Final Fantasy XIV is a pretty short game if you skip all the cutscenes to it, I thought. But I digress, and I'm stalling. Let's get to the thing. Now that I'm in a little bit better mood over what happened Thursday. Oh, and during the downtime on Thursday, while sitting here sad that I had no internet, outside of the couple hotspots, I saw Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings, I think the movie's called. First 80% of it was pretty good. Last 20% felt super, super rushed. So, and although it was still a pretty good movie, it just felt like more of a setup movie more than it was to just say, hey, here's this new character that's pretty interesting and has an interesting background. Oh, by the way, we're setting up for something larger. What? It did a good job of explaining the character story and whatnot, but I just felt like the last 20% was super, super, super rushed. Like, let's wargle blorgle our entire movie's budget on the last 20% of this movie, which was, what, about a half hour? Maybe. But anyways, let's see if I remember how to voice act Y'shtola, shall we? Ah, Linkus, have you learned aught of note? I think it was pertaining about like the city and whatnot, about how they're worshipping the ancients. Fascinating, and precisely the sort of information I was hoping to hear. In fact, if you have a moment, I'd like to borrow your eyes to confirm a theory I've been working on. Come. So far, everything looks green according to OBS. Now, there are 2 tasks I would have you perform. The first requires you to inspect the buildings which surround the Ondo settlement and note their most distinctive characteristics. For the second, I wish you to use this knife to take scrapings from one of the remnant walls. Pray be as thorough as you can. I shall be waiting here for the results of your investigations. Do this thing again. Screw it. I did it last stream, so let's do everything. Larva floats aimlessly, a forlorn look on its face. Seems harmless enough. I still want to punt it. Oh, I didn't notice the shoe bill. There was a shoe bill here at the bottom of the ocean, for some reason. I missed the shoe bill last time. Giving into the theory that that people believe this is Elmet Selk keeping eyes on you at all times via a shoe bill. Going out the window. The tall, slender towers feature many elaborate windows, the likes of which you have seen nowhere else. Probably should act like yesterday or Thursday's stream didn't happen, but when you do the exact same thing over again, it's kind of hard to rewind your marine back. You set the point of the knife against the wall, but even after applying considerable pressure, you cannot remove so much as a flake of stone. And what have you discovered? Well, they got neat windows, and their walls are almost impenetrable. Yes, I would agree that the windows are most distinctive, which would seem their structures appeared as the same to both your sight and mine. And you say you could not so much as scratch the wall, even with all your might behind the blade? Linkus, everywhere I turn in this place, my gaze is drawn by particular materials for which I do not have a name. The buildings I had you investigate are prime examples. They may appear to be constructed of ordinary stone, but I assure you it is nothing of the sort. If pressed, I would describe the substance as a composite of several mineral properties, blended to create a material of unparalleled durability. Even the Ronkan Empire, once the greatest power in Norvrent, produced nothing which compares to this level of perfection. But if not the Ronkans, then who? Who were these ancients the Ondo claim as the architects of their sanctuary? I suspect our answer lies with the reason Emmett Selk withdrew here to the Tempest. You may simply have wished to retreat somewhere mere mortals would struggle to reach, but there are many such remote locations. Why here specifically? Emmett Selk is devoted to his role, and thus we might assume his choice of strongholds somehow serves the Ashian agenda. Or mayhap, 'tis a place more dear to him than any other. So you're saying these were built by Ascians? That is my theory, that these structures are remnants of a time before history, of a star that was yet whole and unbroken. Such traces in the source would have been obliterated by the succession of umbral calamities, but here in the first, they might have remained untouched for millennia. A copy of the memorial on the Katana Rabble. Alma presented it to me during my visit to Fanau after our victory in Calusia. Here, in the first scene, by Emmett Selk's own words, it depicts a city of eons past and the disaster which befell it. The design is much simplified, of course, but do you see the similarities between its towers and those you have just inspected? We are close to the truth, I feel. Let us search the surrounds for another tower, one which matches the picture near enough to remove all doubt. From what I have seen, not more than sand and more sand lies to the east, and the south held no such structures. I suggest we try our luck further to the northwest. Hope you read the quest. It's kind of a bait. They get told to go here and go northwest, because you go northwest, hit this. believe it is exactly that structure. Aye, this is the mural writ large. Though I cannot guess at its purpose, it must have been an imposing sight. How much of the tower's height lies beneath the ground, I wonder. Centuries of our history have settled upon such ruins, countless layers of dust and sediment. An entire civilization, its existence forgotten by all except a handful of Ascians. And yet it did exist. They lived here, in this city. But let us focus on what we've learned thus far. The Ondo chieftain spoke of mystery stirring, of a land illuminated. Judging by his words, he believes this phenomenon related to the ancients' return. Thus we can surmise that what the Ondo saw shining in the abyss was, in all likelihood, yet another remnant of this age-old civilization. And who else would light the lanterns, as Ring put it, than Emmett Selk himself? 'Tis almost certain he is here. But if we are to find this stronghold in a timely manner, it seems gaining the Ondo's trust remains our swiftest path forward. I only hope our deeds are enough to win them over. Thank you for assisting me in my investigations. I shall seek out our companions and share what we have learned. Much as I would like to tell you to sit down and leave the rest to us, your condition demands that we make all reasonable haste. If you are not too weary, it may be useful to speak with Pasha's An again, and ask if there is aught else he is willing to divulge. Imagine knowing you're one of two people that remembers your city and life the way it used to be. Millennia ago. Not days ago, not weeks ago, not months or even years. Millennia. What am I doing? Trying to attune to the 8th rate. Ah, Alphanor's friend. You and your companions have done much to repair the damage caused when the waters parted. Can you tell me anything more about these structures, or the ancients themselves? Anything else you can do? Have you been to the Walls of the Forgotten? Is that the ruins to the northwest? Yes, that is the sacred site of which I speak. Could it be that your footsteps were guided there by the ancients? I believe it may be so. Listen then, and I will tell you of our plans to bring light to the walls, so that we might answer the shining call of the illuminated land. We have requested a finless craftsman to shape for us a sacred lamp. He is odd for a land dweller, choosing as he does to live in the ocean, but his skill is beyond question. It is concerning, however, that we have heard nothing of his progress. If you were to visit this artisan and return with our long-awaited light, then any doubt as to your purpose would be laid to rest. His name is Grenold, and you will find his workshop in the middle structure to the south. Alright, Grendel. Now that I remember your name from last stream. After I literally spent, 5 minutes trying to find it. That's great. That is. Your man's playing tricks on me now. Look, Grendel, someone's come to visit you at the bottom of the bleeding ocean. There may be as you're a ghost, huh? Oh, foul shade, feast yourself on my rotten soul. I've got no use for it. Craftsman, what can't craft, is more pointless than a sea slug with a dom and hammer, and that's an insult to bloody sea slugs. I want Buddy to get out of the slump. Eh? You gonna be ready to raise me spirits now, would you, spirit? Not what you'd expect from a servant of the Netherworld. You're Geralt with hair. Has it really come to this? What's that supposed to mean? Not impressed with what you see, lad? Well, may have let myself go a bit. It was meant to be me underwater sanctuary, a place where I could concentrate on my work, far from the distraction of the outside world. And yet here you stand. Now what's so damned important that you dive all the way to the bottom of the bleeding tempest to bother me? Hear about the Ondo's light that you've been commissioned to craft? Ah, Ondo's lamp. God's curse me, empty head. Not so much as made a start. Oh, excuse me. More thirst than a sea slug. Nay, the slime left by a sea slug. Me delivery date's long past, me workbench is untouched, and I call myself a bleeding artisan. You've heard the beliefs, have you? Bringing light to the ruins will be an act of deep religious and cultural significance. And it was my privilege as a craftsman to be tasked with providing a ritual instrument worthy of the occasion, but I just can't bloody well. My mind's a bleeding blank. It's like I pissed away my last drop of inspiration. Tell me you got something to show me. Something that'll give me a muse or a good kick up the ass. Me? You don't know what to honor the coming of the ancients, so the answering light's got to blaze with the right kind of brightness. Like the spot of life caught in a crystal. But just being sparkly's not enough. It's got to dance with joy and sorrow and a sense of hardship endured. You know what I mean? Your thoughts turn to the warriors of light from the first, and the crystals you discovered at the end of their journeys. Maybe Grendel will find them inspiring. I've let the Ondo down high. More now to let myself down. Might as well go back to mending kettles. I got a crystal for you. What's that you got there? Such striking beauty. It shines with heartache and laughter and the transience of life, like the turmoil of history made manifest. I can see the brilliance of the crystal's legacy. You never capture such a gleam, not if you labored 100 years. Bugger me if I don't mean to try. Where are me tools, goddamn ye? I must set to work before the feeling fate. I can feel it. Vision forming in my mind. Step aside, lad. Let me itching hands get to work. And done. Taking a wonder as that crystal showed me. It channeled him up in a new shape what befits the Ondo's spiritual character. Lamp. Not a bad job if I do say so myself. I think I was this close to hanging up my hammer after studying the crafts of the ancients. Been across the length and breadth of Norvran and gobbled up every scrap of crafting wisdom I could find. But no matter which technique I tried, my work was just no comparison. I couldn't even figure out how they put them damn buildings together. Mystery for the ages. That's what drew me here in the first place. I built my workshop, got the forges burning, and lost me bleeding will to craft. Thank the gods for that crystal, yes, or I might never have gotten it back. I won't pry into your business, but I reckon your little miracle there has been through the kind of journey they sing songs about. The echoes of the memory it holds and just speak directly to your heart. I can feel them coursing through me. The inspiration's not fading away. It's welling up stronger and stronger. Give me the chance and I reckon I can weave the Crystal Saga into other things as well. But buck at me, I've almost forgotten the Ondo's commission. If you could drag that lamp over to Tulshasanth for me, I'll stay here and dream up new armaments for you to try. How you get gear. And before we do this, I'm going to do a thing real quick. Mute the thing. Blow this up. Blow it up even more, because I want to hide everything. Because I made the exact same mistake I did on Thursday. Apologies for blocking off the screen. I just want to do a thing real quick. Okay, think we're good. I just have to readjust the logo again. Okay, should be fine. Just need to do. Come on, chat box, where you at? There you are. All right. Sorry about that. What is that you have there? Have your lamp. Sacred lamp! And the Finless One has kept his promise. My people tell me of many deeds you have performed in the name of aiding the Cups, and now you come to me bearing the light we had almost surrendered hope of ever seeing. We can doubt your purity no longer. Your arrival was the will of the ancients. Yes, the time for fear is past. We shall take the lamp and unveil its austere illumination upon the walls of the forgotten. Gather there with your companions, and we shall speak again once our prayers have been offered. How'd I drop 30 frames? Don't tell me it's a precursor.
O stewards of the Ondo, we offer up our light in answer.
That crystal you showed the artisan. Was it... Did it belong to one of my friends?
Thought you were always watching, buddy.
I tried to give you a measure of privacy. No one wants a spirit looking over their shoulder every moment of the day. So tell me, if you would, how did you come across that crystal?
Well, your friends became Sin Eaters, pretty powerful ones. So we set out to put them all back down, and put their souls to rest. And when they died, they left behind the crystals.
I was right then. strange that I should learn such things now, after they're long gone. They were fine friends, every one of them. I didn't expect death to teach me so much. About them, about Seto, about you, about the hope that hides at the heart of this world. I've never been one for idle chit-chat, but if by some miracle I could see them all again, I doubt I would ever stop talking. I'm grateful I got to bend your ear at least. And just for that, I reckon I'll stick with you. To the very end.
To the very end, then.
Apologies, we were a little late to the gathering.
It seems we succeeded in gaining their trust.
The delay wasn't exactly welcome, but at least our many hands made light work. And they seemed especially impressed with your contribution. Our hero indeed.
Y'shtola was telling us those structures may date back to the age of the Ascians.
An Ascian homeland. Despite his many protestations, I never quite believed Emmett Selk was telling the truth.
Nor I. But there is no denying the evidence before our eyes. Clearly this was once a great city. A home they would see restored, no matter how many tens of thousands of years it takes.
It's a hollow dream when you think about it. Even if they manage to rejoin all the worlds, they'll never bring back the ones who were lost. But would I have done any different?
How are you feeling?
Well, still blinded by light.
You have completed your devotions?
Yes. To the honored ancients have we offered up our prayers and our gratitude. You too have our thanks.
Might we trouble thee then to tell us more of the illuminated land of which thou didst lately speak?
To the west of here lies a great trench. Some days ago, a light appeared in that endless darkness. Curious, we ventured closer and discovered in the depths an entire city. The buildings we spied were akin to our own everlasting abodes, impossibly so. We understood at once the ancients had risen. There could be no doubt. Taken with terror, we retreated to the cups, and I decreed that none should enter the trench until such time as we received a sign.
Might it still be possible to reach this city of the ancients?
With no water to drown you, a finless one could now travel there. Yes. I am convinced you are the sign for which we have been waiting. My people will show you the way.
Shall we?
puts us right here. Nice. The chieftain has bidden me guide your steps to the illuminated land. Come, the way lies downwards. Follow the path of coral and rock, and join your comrades below. Down we go. Anything to say? During the time I've spent helping Giondo, I've been introduced to quite a few of the local varieties of sea life. Although sea monsters is mayhap a more apt term, probably best to avoid them if we can. Meeting Giondo was fascinating. They live just like us in some ways, but are completely different in others. The way they think, the way they play. I'd love to come back here and learn more about their culture. Will the dome last that long, I wonder? Emmett Selkath made himself difficult to reach. Oh, excuse me. But every step we take brings us nearer to his stronghold. Let us not linger, lest the Exarch suffer for our late arrival. You have everything you need. If that Arneson fellow is as skilled as they say, then you may wish to avail yourself of his services, Every press on. I'm over 100. I'm literally 100 item levels over what that gear is. I am fine. If Emmett Silk is in that trench, they will have to assume he's not swimming in salt water. I wouldn't want to suddenly find ourselves at the edge of Bismarck's bubble with no air to breathe. You have the Kojin's blessing, same as me. You'll be fine. We're on our way at last. Seems far darker down here, but on our start are a few shadows. We are moving as a group, yes? Alpha no. All are gathered, yes? Then I shall describe the path you must take. Enter the cavern beyond, and follow the wall down, and down, and down. Once at the bottom, find a passage to the northwest, then continue west, and west, and west. The way is not simple. Keep your friends within shouting distance, and do not stray into the deep. Just before the journey's end, you will find the Caliban Gap, and the barrier we placed in its mouth. This obstacle will fade should you raise a hand towards it. We have made it so. A most succulent explanation. We thank you for your guidance. Right, deeper into the depths we go. The rocks and coral bunch up by the cavern wall like a staircase of sorts. Be careful, you wouldn't want to slip from up here. Don't have to worry about it when you can just fly. I'd wager these bursts of waters could carry you clear to the top again. Not that I'm eager to try it. Our guide bade us travel to the cavern floor and thence to the west. It would seem these... Seriously. Sorry. What was that? It would seem these twisting tunnels defy such a simple instruction. Rather than rely on direction alone, I suggest we scout with care and relay the path ahead to those who come behind. Stola hath forged ahead. Shall we continue our own advance? Stola? The rock drops off sharply here, but I should think this coral thick enough to serve as a bridge. Well, don't have to worry about it when you can just fly over it. Come on. Ah, Linkus, you have a choice of two routes from here. You can either take the long way to the south along the rocks, or skip along this coral branch as Alizé and I has done. I, for one, shall be following my sister's example. Or just fly. There you are. Come on, I think I found the tunnel we were looking for. Here, this must be the barrier the Hondo spoke of. Well, that was rather more arduous than expected. I feel a sudden rush of gratitude for the smooth roads our ancestors cut through the wilderness. 'Twas a treacherous path indeed. Now, I believe one of us needs but raise a hand to banish this next obstacle. Linkus, I elect you to do the honors. Alright. Gone, just like that. I suppose we should head in. Like as not, this tunnel will be just as perilous as the road we walked to get here. Let's all stay well aware of our surroundings, shall we? Nay, I'd not want to chance that leap. Hugging Northern Wall on the way down seems the wiser proposition. Just jump. What are you going to do, shatter your ankles? That is a very long drop. Please, no heroic jumps over the edge, Linkus. I don't think my heart could take it. You too. Let's go. Murder local wildlife so I can do cutscenes unabated. Where thy footfalls, my friend. Our road taketh us ever onwards, unto ever deeper darkness. Oh yeah. You have to go that way. Watch your footing here. Oh, and then it'd be to climb back up if you fell. How's Alizé? If we weren't so pressed for time, I would like to explore these side passages. Mayhap another day. It's Alizé to find, right? Wherever she is. Where the hell are you, Alizé? And maybe you're in a cave. Yes, you are.
By the gods!
When the Ondo spoke of a city, I did not think they meant an actual city.
Then we are seeing the same view. The remnants in the Ondo settlement were solid material structures. But these... everything here pulses with ether. 'Tis an enchantment on a monumental scale.
Welcome to Amarat. When the chieftain spoke of light shining from the abyss, this is not at all what I imagined. Why would Emmett Selk do this? Emmett Selk holds the Exar captive somewhere within that vast city. And even if we must search every alleyway, we will find them. One cannot blame the Ondo for fleeing the spectacle of these brooding edifices. We, however, have not the luxury of fear. You'd think all those tall, dark buildings would be frightening, but for some reason they just make me feel sad. Yeah, excuse me. It's big, I'll grant you, but cluttered city streets are far more conducive to infiltration of wide open spaces. This will work to our advantage. Trust me. Linkus, did you note the style of the architecture? It's the same used for the remnants at the Cups and the Mule's painted towers. Look closely. Emmett Selk has not simply reclaimed these ruins, he has layered the semblance of an entire city upon them. Gods, the magnitude of his artifice is staggering. Though it pains me to admit, we do not fully understand the feats of which an old-world Ascian is capable. And I think here is where I take my first break of the day. Get up, refresh the water, stretch the legs, all that good stuff. I implore all you folks out there watching to do the same. And I will be back soon. Alright folks, we back. That's a hell of a view. Imagine being on the cliffside looking down upon that city. It's intimidating, yes, but we have to start somewhere. Why don't we have a closer look at that tower to the southeast? We might be able to reach it from the edge of the trench. Also, fun fact, I think as soon as you are able to go into the city, the fog over that hid this from you disappears. And we're along the path, were they? No? Okay. Look at the size of those doors. Now I know how pixies must feel. Weakest Droct recognize. Welcome to the city of Amarat. Will you be riding the lift? What? Did the building just welcome you? Mayhap it is not so passing strange. Did itself not invite Linkers to visit his abode? 'Tis plain thy coming was expected. And where would this lift be taking us? The lift services every level of Akara Heights, but is presently configured to convey passengers directly to the ground floor. Well, there you have it. In the absence of some few hundred yards of rope, we have little choice but to accept the offer. With emphasis on the we, I'm not about to let you walk into that place alone. Wish to ride the lift? As you wish. The lift will arrive shortly. Next stop, ground floor. Facilities include the Bureau of the Administrator, the Bureau of the Architect, and the Capitol. If mine eyes do not deceive, we stand in some manner of communal square. Just a moment, I think I saw something. Each of these towers seems a veritable city in itself. Even a Gigas would feel inadequate to such surroundings. Seems peaceful enough, he said, tempting fate. I just can't believe how tall everything is. It's only at this distance that you start to realize just how big the buildings truly are. What did the voice call this city? Amarat? Look, over there. Is that a person? Ah, no, my mistake. That's a giant. Doesn't seem to have noticed this yet. Giant or no, a resident of this place may have much more to tell us. I say we make the first move. Alpha, no, you can't just... Pray excuse my boldness, but might I ask you a few questions? What adorable costumes. Are you children on an excursion? This district has much to tell you. How odd. That sounded like no language I ever heard, and yet I understood every word. Just as he understood us. And which district is this exactly? You must be lost, poor things. You stand in the Polyler 8 district, wherein lies the institutions most vital to the management of our star. Can you tell us where to find Emmett Silk? Ah, I see. You've come to marvel at the workings of the Convocation of 14. Hardly surprising, I suppose. The whole world holds its breath as the final days draw near, and our brightest minds race to implement their plans. Thus you must understand that gaining an audience at this time will be next to impossible. You should hurry home now before your families begin to worry. Do you need me to walk you back? No, thank you. We will be fine. Very well. Take care, little ones. And disappears. What was that all about? To my eyes, these people appear as arcane entities. I suspect Emmett Silk wove them from ether, much as he reconstructed the rest of the city. The final days. Such words well befit the oblivion described to us by our Ascian foe. A catastrophe of unprecedented scale, which did set in motion the summoning of Zodiac, and thence Hydaelyn herself. But that happened centuries and centuries ago, didn't it? That man spoke as if they were rushing to avert the disaster here and now. Unless, for these people, the distant past is the here and now. I believe thou hast the right of it, Master Alphino. This ethereal Amarat and its residents appear to be phantoms of a different age. Emmett Silk hath resurrected a memory, a moment in time from before the star was sundered. So we find ourselves in a long-destroyed city, inhabited by the long-departed. An unusual situation, to be sure, but at least we're able to parley with these ancients. In fact, they seem downright eager to chat. I say we use this to our advantage. Split up, strike up some conversations, and see if we can't learn the location of our quarry. And while we're at it wouldn't hurt to wheedle out a few more details regarding this Convocation of 14 and their impending disaster. To mingling, then. Let us meet back here when our jaws start aching. Chat up the locals, who are ghosts. They do a real good job of making you feel how huge this place is. It seemed the hall was host to our most precocious visitor this day. And what, pray tell, shall be the subject of our discussion, young one? Probably Emmett Silk. The Convocation and their handling of the coming peril. It is only natural that you should have questions. Shall we begin with the members themselves? As all know, the 14 are the wisest and most puissant among us. They are the stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep this star turning season after season. Be it the speaker, La Brea, or the emissary, Elidibus, each seat is occupied by an elected sage of surpassing intellect. Lawgriff, Mitron, and Mitselk. Their individual titles have, as a gesture of respect and a matter of tradition, become synonymous with their encumbrance. Thus it is, with great incredulity, that I greet this recent rumor that a seat in the confiscation is soon to be left vacant. If proven true, it would be an unprecedented development, and testament to the immense pressure under which our saviors are toiling. In any event, I for one am confident they shall deliver our star into salvation. And then it fades away. So if I talk to you, I have high expectations for you, my dear debater. If you ever wish to hone your skills with a spirited conversation or two, I would be overjoyed to engage you. You were a side quest for a flight path, weren't you? Good gracious, child, where's your family? You should not be home at a time like this. You should not be alone at a time like this. Run along home, quickly now. Have you not heard? Though yet confined to the lands across the sea, a terrible phenomenon affects our star. They are calling it the final days. 'Tis said that it starts suddenly, a cacophonous keening from beneath the earth. The sound distorts all living things within earshot, and wrests from us control of our creation magics. Once that happens, all is lost. Fear, pain, despair. Every dread impulse is siphoned from our minds and given substance. An eternal fall of fiery rain, an incessant spawning of nightmarish beasts. None can point to the source of the phenomenon. 'Tis as if the star itself has fallen ill, as if a force inimical to life now festers and spreads. 'Tis only a matter of time till Amarat too resounds to that discordant squall. You should stay with your loved ones, child. Stay with them. Side quest? Please let me know if you have any other questions about the Bureau of the Architect and what we do here, little one. I am here to help. I think I remember that one. An audience with Emma Selk. I'm afraid you have the wrong office, little one. And besides, he will be far too busy to field the questions of curious children. Surely you have been told of the looming catastrophe. Every resource available to the confiscation must be spent upon ensuring our world survives. They have yet to make an official announcement, but it said the 14 are moving forward with a plan of scarce credible proportions, one which promises to grant will to the very star itself. They will invoke our mightiest spells of creation and birth an entity of all-encompassing magnificence, and then they will rewrite the laws of existence. This is a huge undertaking, and it must be completed ere the corruption spreads this far. Thus I say to you again, do not hold out hope for an audience. Well, that was an experience. was never fond of being treated like a child, but it did make asking questions less suspicious. Linkus, if I was not certain for before, then I am now. The people of this city believe they face the end of the world. I cannot imagine what purpose compelled Emmett Silk to recreate this ancient Amarat. And yet, I fancy I hear his words to us echoing throughout this ocean trench. He would have his story known. We can compare notes once the others return. Hopefully then our next move will become clear. I learned we don't really have much of a chance of getting to Emmett Silk because of these final days, and they're preparing for it. It would seem our conversations were much alike. A looming disaster, creation magics running rampant, and his convocation's efforts to bring salvation out of chaos. I suppose there was talk of little else in the time when the events came to pass. Oriange, if I may, what are your thoughts on the ancient art of creation? A fascinating discipline indeed. Art the mind can conceive may be rendered in reality. All that is required is a clear concept upon which to focus one's will. 'Tis not dissimilar to the primal rites taught by the Ascians, wherein ritual ceremony breatheth life into figments of myth and legend. I see we arrived at the same conclusion then. The people who lived in the age before the Sundering were blessed with vast reserves of mana. No matter how draining these creation magics must be, it seems they paid the cost with not more than a fraction of the ether which coursed through their own bodies. If we were to attempt the same, such spells would soon deplete our energies, and then seek to draw the balance from elsewhere, from a hoard of crystals mayhap, or from the very land itself. Thus, when this art of creation was placed into our hands, it became, in effect, a means for destruction. An interesting matter which no doubt bears further study, but despite all these revelations, I worry that we are no closer to finding him at Selk. Has anyone learned aught which might lead us to his location? Not directly, mayhap, but from what we've heard, it seems the Convocation of 14 is sequestered in the nearby Capitol building. Sequestered? We went to see for ourselves, the attendant wouldn't let us through without a writ of permission. So we tried our luck at the Bureau of the Administrator, where we thought these permissions might be issued, but the clerk there said he couldn't help us since our names didn't appear in the registry. And that was where we gave up. I wonder though, Linkus, could you be eligible for one of these writs? The voice in the lift seemed to know who you were. It might be that your name is registered in the bureaus as well. Worth a look, I'd say. Meanwhile, I'll head back to the capital and search for a less official point of entry, just in case. Pray allow me to accompany thee on thy reconnaissance. An arcane perspective may prove needful. I think I'd like to speak with more of these ancients. Maybe they know something that could help cure Linkus's condition. Would you mind coming with me? Of course I don't mind. Just lead the way. Then Yashola and I will busy ourselves with further exploration. There is surely more intelligence to be had. And so we part ways once more. This time, however, let us reconvene in front of the capital. Sorry folks, I gotta step away for a second. I gotta go to the bathroom again. Not gonna throw up a screen or anything, just do that and then, yeah. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go. Water's good, but damn, it goes through you fast. I love the music in this zone. Riding on that dragon, I can just out to sea. Now I can reach the top. It clips through the table. A visit is writ. Yes, I can assist you. Full name, please. Link is Strocht. Please wait near the counter while I confirm your details. Link is Strocht. Your application is ready for collection. As your residency was approved by Emmett Selk himself, further forms of identification will not be required. Here are your application documents. Submit them at the Bureau of the Secretariat, and the clerk will issue you with a visitor's writ for the capital. Didn't say anything. You actually buy stuff. What? Alright, well, I'm here. Give me 99 more. Secretariat. Next, please. Visiting the capital, are we? Please take a seat. Your name will be called once your application has been processed. Oh. May I? You, I think, are from a time beyond ours. You followed in the wake of Emmett Selk? Nay, there is no cause for alarm. I am simply a shade. Here and not here. I know only that my name is Hithelodius, and that this city is a recreation. A phantom moment plucked from the well of history. A self-aware spirit? These others seem unaware of their pale existence, but I wonder if Emmett Selk's mind was distracted when it came to my reconstitution. A stray thought would have been enough. Hithelodius will realize the truth, for example. We were close friends once, you see. Yet, in spite of my perception, I play the same role as all the rest. A bit part meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much scrutiny, and we shall burst like the fragile bubbles we are. Thus I tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I wish only to share your company whilst we wait. If you've come this far, then you know of the catastrophe which awaits us on our morrow. The final days, you mean? The final days. What began as isolated incidents soon swelled into a world-spanning threat. The confiscation of 14, well, it was 13 at the time, endeavored to create a will for our star. They would repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. But creation on such a scale required an immense source of power. Of those of us who still lived, nearly half offered up their lives in the name of salvation. And from their sacrifice, Zodiac was born. Just as we hoped, he reached forth and halted the march of oblivion. Yet oh how the star had suffered, so many species lost. The land was blighted, the waters poisoned, and even the wind had ceased to blow. Once more did our people give of themselves to Zodiac. Another half of our race sacrificed to cleanse the world, to ensure that trees and grasses and myriad tiny lives would sprout and glow and flourish. The cycle had life had begun anew, and we can reconsider the means by which we might protect it. The convocation decided thus. We would nurture our world until it was bursting with vitality. Then, when the time was right, we would offer some more portion of its living energy to Zodiac. In return, he would restore to us those brethren whose souls had fed his strength, and together we would resume our role as stewards. There were, however, those who disagreed with this plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiac, that this new world should belong to the lives newly born. These dissidents surrendered their life energies in the creation of Hydaelyn, an incarnation of their opposing belief. And for the first time in history, our people stood divided. Know you then how this conflict ended? I do. I thought you might. Emmett Selk had ever been a champion for the will of Zodiac. The original plan may have been set back by millennia, but he will not have abandoned his course. He will pay the price for our return by whatever means is necessary. And though he may carry himself with a certain glib ease, Emmett Selk is not a man to bear his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine they have only grown heavier with every passing century. Dude just wants his home back. He wants his home back, he wants his people back. It's truly a terrible weight he has chosen to carry. Night gets dropped. Seems your turn has come. Pray do not let me keep you. Ah, there was one last thing. You walk with another at your side, yes? Nay, I see no definite form, just the faintest suggestion of a second soul. I doubt it visible to anyone but me. Otherwise, I assume only you can see and hear this ethereal companion. Your connection is hardly a coincidence. In our time, the two of you were one. The color of your souls tell the tale. A hue that distinctive cannot be mistaken, no matter how thin the soul is spread. This is just the kind of fate I might expect for one such as he. Surely Emmett Silk has recognized a hint of him in you. Ankerstruct? Fare ye well, my new old friend. May you find what it is you seek. How's that for some lore? Visitors writ, as requested. When you wish to gain admittance to the capital, simply present the document to the attendant within. Go this way. See anything? Mistola and I had just returned from an institution the locals call the Academia Andir. Well, from its public offices at least. We thought Nassia in place of learning the ideal spot to research your condition, but it seems we lack the credentials that entered the Academia proper. Finally, you were gone so long I was on the verge of mounting a rescue party. How fared you in your bureaucratic ventures? Got the document. I see my instincts were correct. And a good thing, too. Urianger and I weighed our chances of breaking into the capital, and an official entrance is by far the more attractive option. The capital boasteth not a single armed sentry, which would seem that in their time they did not deem it needful to post guards. The windows and doors, however, appeared heavily warded. Though mightily did we strive, with strength mundane and magical, we failed to budge them even a fraction of one elm. Mayhap 'twas simply the case that Emmett Silk's recreation did not extend to the usual function. We didn't try everything, of course, but we thought it best to conserve our time and energy for more pressing matters. Speaking of which, Reed and I tried asking about a cure for you. The problem is, these ancients didn't exist beyond Amarats today. They will happily tell their own tales, but whenever we attempted to explain our situation, the conversation quickly became muddled. What of you, Linkus? Was aught worthy of interest said during your efforts to attain a writ? You could say that. A great sacrifice of life in exchange for the Brethren's resurrection. And you say all the Ascian scheming has been leading to this? Yep. Rejoin the worlds, bring everybody back, continue on as life was a couple millennia ago. All this time. Sorry. But if they still mean to enact this plan, then things won't end with the rejoining. I thought we knew their intentions in full. Restore the world to its former glory, and in turn empower Zodiac to reclaim his throne as the will of the star. Yet that was merely a step along the way. I hesitate to put it into words, but we have to assume that following the final rejoining, the Ascians mean to draw on the lives of the Source to make their sacrifice to Zodiac. That does seem the most likely scenario. Mayhap those who ally with the Ascians would be spared that fate. But what value is there in surviving when all our history, all our struggles will be erased? I cannot conscience. How the hell do you say this word?
Conscience.
It's literally, I cannot conscience such an act. Okay. Of course not. And that's to say not of what MXO's plans for the Exarch's power. Do we stand by and let him threaten our future as well as our past? We need to find him, Linkus, and when we do, make your mark. Change the course of history in a way that's felt by those who came before and those who come after, by everyone you've ever met. Change things so that even my other self dying somewhere in that future calamity will smile and say, I knew you would win. Is fighting Emet-Selch the only way? He created an entire city. It will take everything we have to defeat him, if we even can. And if you push that hard in your current state, the light will break free. The decision to press on lies with you, just as it lies with each and every one of us. Before I pick up this quest, one more step away from the computer. Sorry, but drinking, like I said, drinking water, it's good for you, but damn does it go through you. So, one more break. Alright, I'm back. Sorry. I should probably slow down on the water if I'm having to use the bathroom every like 10 minutes. I say as I take another drink. Do you remember that talk we had atop the tower in Mortsuk? I'm still of the same mind now as I was then. I don't abandon you, you don't abandon me, and together we make a difference in this fight. There's always hope if we look for it. I saw it again and again as you tore those veils of light from the sky. If we keep taking that next step forward, there's a chance we'll find a way to save you. So no matter how long it takes or how much it hurts, you can count on me to keep on walking. One sec. Volthor spoke of the disaster we would bring upon our heads, the ceaseless conflict. Imagine how he would sneer to see what's become of the first, not to mention your perilous predicament. And yet who could deny the fire your deeds have ignited in people's hearts? You achieved what my logic and ideals never could, uniting disparate peoples under the banner of hope and common purpose. Without you, the giant Talos would never have raised its head. I have borne witness to many such miracles at your side, and would do so again. This is but another obstacle in the road. So come, let us travel it. Drag me through wonder and danger, as you are wont to do, and I shall endeavor not to slow you down. Arianji. As well thou knowest, if we are to usher Emet-Selch unto his rest, we must needs bind his Ascian soul, and then shatter it with overwhelming force. The former task requireth oversight, and such have I prepared, upon the Exarch's asking no less, though 'twas ever mine intent to provide said boon. The future whence our noble friend doth hail is a world fallen to Ascian artifice, and he would not see such grim history repeated. In a sense, Emet-Selch's destruction will be the culmination of the Exarch's efforts, the reward for all he hath endured these many years. Yet even as thou stridest into the jaws of peril, forget not but that his fondest wish, and that of many others besides, is to see thee survive unto the morrow. 'Tis in pursuit of that happiest of outcomes that I do pledge to remain at thy side. Our time in the First has been a never-ending succession of trials, as arduous as our path in the Source ever was. Yet through all our journeys together, through that deep and foreboding wood, you have helped me to stay true to my convictions. Thus would I return the favor. Do as your heart decrees, without hesitation nor regret, and that is all I will say on the matter. Well, this has put everyone in a solemn mood, hasn't it? Honestly, we're not even sure this will be the end of it. But I suppose we should speak our minds when we have the opportunity. You taught me that much in Amarang. So forgive me this moment of sentiment, Lucas. By dragging me into this sorry mess, you've given me the chance to think and act as I should have, for Reen's sake. Words cannot express how much this has changed my life, nor how grateful I am for your support. So I shall express my gratitude through action instead. No matter where you decide to go, I will be there, guarding your back. When Minfilia entrusted me with her power, she warned me that no matter how strong you become, you can still fall victim to despair. You can still feel powerless. And she was right. After you collapsed on Mount Gold, my hands wouldn't stop shaking. If I made a mistake, if I failed to bind the light within you, I was terrified you would die. Even now you could be moments from turning, and I wouldn't know how to save you. You, Thancred, the others, you've all been here when I needed help. Minfilia surrendered her life to me, her legacy. I should be ready to do the same for you, and I want to, I do, but I'm not good enough. She told me to follow your example, and I've tried. I've really tried. I'm not asking to be saved, Reen. But the light, how can you go on? Fate can be cruel, Reen, but a smile better suits a hero. I'm not sure Actually, never mind. I think I'll understand better if I try for myself. No, nothing will come out of brooding here in self-pity. I've made my decision, Lucas. I'm going with you. Then let's go. If you can hear it, the clock's ticking. From here on out, I'm flipping the mic up and just letting them play. Welcome to the capital. All visitors must present an official writ of permission before admittance will be granted. There you go. Your documents appear to be in order. You may proceed into the capital, but any guests you may choose to bring with you must remain at your vicinity at all times. Oh, they will.
This really is unacceptable. I gave you very specific instructions.
Emmet Selk.
My invitation was for an abomination, ripe with the power to bring about the world's annihilation. Not this half-broken thing. Whatever am I to do with you? And I see you insist on keeping the same familiar company. Are you so lost without them?
It is not he who is lost without the familiar. Not content with remaking an entire city, you aim to fill it with the reconstituted souls of the dead.
I may have gotten a little carried away in my attention to detail, added a few unnecessary flourishes. Well, there's no point trying to hide it. Yes. Once the rejoining of worlds is complete, Zodiac will regain his full strength and shatter his prison. Then we shall offer up the Source's remaining inhabitants in sacrifice, that we might resurrect our brethren who died to bring Zodiac into existence. But what was it that you came here to do exactly?
Came here to beat your ass, is what we came here to do.
Did you now? One last do-or-die attempt to foil my plans before your mind dissolves into madness? How very, very heroic of you. In every single age, there is always someone who wants to stand up to the evil Ascians. Always the same arrogance, the same insistence that the world belongs to them, as if theirs were the only rightful claim, theirs the only existence worthy of preservation. Even now, after everything, you refuse to see reason. You think it unfair that you are subject to suffering? That your lives will be sacrificed for the Ancients? Look at me! I have lived 1,000 of your lives. I have broken bread with you. Fought with you, grown ill, grown old, sired children, and yes, welcomed death's sweet embrace. For eons have I measured your worth and found you wanting. Too weak and feeble-minded to serve as stewards of any star. Have your recent spats with Vorthri and his Sin Eaters taught you nothing? Have you not learned that your ignorance and frailty beget only endless misery? How long do you mean to perpetuate this farce? How much more must I endure your bumbling interference? Let us imagine that the laws of reality are again undone, and the world faces true annihilation. Do you honestly believe that half your number would sacrifice themselves to save the other? Of course they wouldn't! And if you had witnessed history unfold as I have, you would reach the same conclusion. You cannot be entrusted with our legacy. I will bring back our brethren, our friends, our loved ones. The world belongs to us, and us alone.
Emmett Selk! We understand, truly, but it makes no difference. The ones you love are in the past, while ours are here in the present. One day, we too will be ashes and dust, but not today. Our time is not yet finished. We share your conviction, and that is why we will not abandon our course.
You think us the same? You think your tattered soul of equal worth to those I lost? Then come. Earn your place. Prove yourselves worthy to inherit this star. Behold the coming oblivion. 'Twas the end of our era and the beginning of our great work. A fitting backdrop for your final judgment.
I shall wait within, but do not spend too much time on your preparations. There's no telling how much longer the guest of honor will last.
Alright then. In those final days, 'tis said that a monstrous beast was set loose in the city. Terrors made flesh by sorceries run rampant. If Emmett Sulk hath been faithful in his reconstruction, then we must be prepared to face many such abominations. Oh, excuse me. Ready when you are, Lakers. If it's proof he wants, we'll give him a fight the likes of which he's never seen. I can feel it beyond the flames, a darkness waiting to swallow our light. Wherever you are, Midfilia, watch over us and guide our steps. I reasoned that Emmett Sulk would not harm the Exarch until he has learned his tower's secrets, but his parting would suggest otherwise. Let us make haste. Your friend may not have the luxury of decades to wait for you this time. I won't ask you to hold back. That time is long past. I'll just try to snuff out the worst of the embers before they reach you. Just say the word, Linkers. However harrowing the scenes that await us, they will not sway us from our course. Before we step in, I'm actually going to read the description instead of just grabbing 3 NPCs and going in. To the depths of the Tempest, to the ocean floor itself, you have come to rescue the Crystal Exarch from the phantom city of Amarat. But barring your way is the architect of this ethereal construct, Emmett Sulk, the Ascian who would lead the first unto destruction. The light within you strains at its corporeal confines, threatening to break free at any moment. Time does not favor the warrior of darkness. You must brave the final days of Amarat and confront Emmett Sulk in the very midst of this recreated calamity.
Here we go.
I think it's a good one.
Welcome to the final days of Amaranth. The fabric of our star began to fray, and the unchecked energies of creation begat malformed beasts.
Over this way, folks. There we go. I never noticed those were roots. Leaving naught in their wake but blood and ash.
Just as prayer gives rise to pride, our dread made manifest our deepest fears.
And thus did the first doom befall us. As if to scour away all life and call down the cataclysmic deluge. That one. The hell out of the way of the wall. You want to do the thing, Alize?
Let's give them a show.
There he is. Yet even its defeat did not halt the march of oblivion. It would not, however, prove the last.
The land buckled. The cities burned. The waters ran red with blood.
For soon did the sun bend low, scorching earth and boiling seas. Thus did the second doom break us. Instant LB1. Probably should pop that. The beast bellows and gives birth to terror. A terror which, in turn, gives birth to beasts. Gaze turned skyward, and fiery rain fell from the heavens. Once the fear has taken root, it cannot be expunged. As if feeding upon the horn, the east bloats, then shivers, then ruptures.
Yet this is far from the worst of it. Come, and I will show you. Just a little further, and you will see the end of a world.
This for a skybox, yeah.
star was fading, we saw we had to weave its laws anew.
Stacked to the heavens where they took, corrupting its halls.
Between us and our goal loomed a final misbegotten fiend.
Thus did the third doom undo us.
There'll be nothing left of you but a smoking crater!
Without decisive sacrifice, our stars should surely perish. YouTube. Alright, I'm gonna crack open this treasure coffer and BRB real quick. Because I, once again, need to use the bathroom. Alrighty, folks. I'm back. Let's watch what happens.
Well, well, you prevailed.
Nevertheless,
Your performance was underwhelming, and I remain unconvinced of your worthiness. Oh, you tower of your misbegotten ilk, no doubt. But should I bring my full strength to bear, well, you would be as leaves in the wind.
gulf between us is a reflection of the disparity between the world as it was and what it has become.
Our worlds may not live up to your lofty standards,
Just looks at her like, is that all?
but they are our worlds, our homes, full of life and love and hope. And we won't stand by and let you destroy them!
Alize! You are a mistake. For we who have known perfection, the shattered source and these shards are ghastly mockeries of the true world. The ephemeral lives you exalt are pale imitations, utterly devoid of meaning.
Belittle us all you like, but we will rise again and again, and give the lie to your insults through word and deed. We define our worth, not the circumstances of our creation.
More prat.
Fool, who are you? No one, nothing. Once I have reclaimed my heritage, my first act will be to expunge your stain from history's weave. My world will have no need for heroes.
Still fighting the good fight.
It is true that all we hold dear is fated to fade away. But that is no reason for us to forsake it.
To take what steps we may, and thus mark the road for those who would follow. To strive for the best of all futures. Be this not also thy purpose?
Do not presume to speak of my future.
And you? Why waste your final moments in futile defiance? Weary wanderer, you've no fight left to fight, no life left to live. You see, the light will not be denied.
Surrender to your fate, and let the transformation take you. Rise up in madness and fury. Devour the vermin infesting the land which is rightfully ours.
let it. You have to hold on.
If you had the strength to take another step, could you do it? Could you save our worlds?
What? All by myself?
Take it. We fight as one. This world is not yours to end. This is our future. Our story.
No, it can't be. That trick of the light. You are a broken husk, nothing more. How can you hope to stand against me alone?
We stand together!
How? I'm surprised you can stand at all.
I could not well leave matters half finished. Let expanse contrast, eon become instant. Champions from beyond the rift, heed my call!
Damn you all!
No limit, Sulk. Damn you. Because one way or another, be it by my death or yours, this shit stops today.
Very well. Let us proceed to your final judgment. The victor shall write the tale, and the vanquished become its villain. But come, let us cast aside titles and pretense, and reveal our true faces to one another. I am Hades, he who shall awaken our brethren from their dark slumber.
Time to find us 7 people. Have to. By Emmett Selk's own words, you are no one, nothing. Your life a ghastly mockery of past perfection, utterly devoid of meaning. Yet despite his endless refutations of your worth, mankind has dreamed and struggled and survived. Even now you fight to preserve your future and spare 2 worlds from unimaginable destruction. The moment has come to make your stand, to call upon every last reserve of strength. Fight for those who shared your journey, and for those you met along the way. Fight for those who awaited your coming across the boundaries of time and space. From distant stars yet undimmed, you are joined by 7 southern champions, for only together can you hope to prevail against the staggering might of this ancient Ascian, the immortal and implacable Hades. Oops. Item level science echo, and we go.
Show your vaunted strength, and I shall expose the lie of your fragmented existence.
Second surgeries. Alright. Magic to delete. Guess I'm going to jail.
My gold brother, dream now of a dark tomorrow. Our gathered might must reclaim its fading reflections. In Zodiac's name, I beseech you!
Did it though? You have no power over me. Folks, kick back, relax, enjoy the end.
Not killed. Should I surrender this fight? What will become of it all? What will become of our dreams? Our desire?
Infernal strength!
Now! Strike with all thy might!
Don't need to tell me twice.
Remember. Remember us. Remember that we once lived.
I give you my word. We will.
It's over. Emmett Selk is no more.
More importantly, how do you fare?
What dost thou see?
His ether. It is as it used to be. As a disciple of Zodiac, the Ascian was the darkness to your light. I can but assume that when you set your strength against his, the light within you was spent.
No, it's more than that. Under the strain of that incredible flood of ether, your soul had begun to break apart. Yet now it seems somehow restored. I tried to help you before the battle, but Emmett Selk stopped me. So, how did you... exactly what did you... Can you tell us what happened?
Well, Reed, I had help from a very good friend. A hero of this world, you could say.
I see.
Where to start? I believe I owe you all an apology. And you, most especially.
You know, it's been about a month and a half. It's good to see you awake, Grahatia.
Well, 'tis good to be awake.
So, those mad souls dove straight into the ocean over there, didn't they?
All I could see from here was the whale, Master Chai. 'Twas surely Alphino and those friends of his. They did something heroic, mark my words. You need only look up there for proof of that.
As you say, my love. They're sure to be back. Any moment now. Any moment.
They are coming back, aren't they? Couldn't I have thought of...
There, dear. Everything will be all right.
There, look! Over there, over the beach!
Norded, thank you for the follow. I have alerts turned off, so sorry I missed that. But is it daylight?
Ho there!
You could say it's daylight.
Greetings! You all right? Welcome back!
I didn't think we'd be swimming the whole way back. Heavens. Heavens. Take me.
Alphino! Oh, hells.
It was permanent daylight, but now it's only temporary daylight.
Where's Urianger?
He must have fallen behind.
But shouldn't we look for him?
He'll wash up sooner or later.
For the love of Alphino!
Welcome back, dear ones!
Not really. You're not really overthinking it. It's just that the sky
And
was...
thus did salvation come to the first.
The sky was etherically light, and now it's just regular light.
The lamps of Amarot will fade along with Emet-Selk's enchantments, and the depths shall be as once they were. Mount Gulg will one day fall, and the Talos below yield to wind and rain. This tale, too, will fade with time, passing into legend as the world heals and moves on.
Remember, was this guy a different... yeah, it was. Whenever I finish this, try to remind me, and I'll turn back on New Game Plus and show you how the sky originally looked. Meanwhile...
Nevertheless...
This goof. One day you'll learn to swim, Urianger.
As ether obeys the cycle, as death and decay gives way to new life, so too do the memories we share inspire others to rise to greatness.
He gets to go home.
For we who walk before may lead those who walk after. Your road goes ever on, as does your story, as does your legacy. Such is the hero's lot, to touch the lives of countless others.
Excuse me? You're the Warrior of Darkness, aren't you?
Yes?
Where are you from, really? And how did you get to be so strong?
What's different? You watch because yeah. I was gonna say it's vastly different. There's no blue sky up there. Well, I'm gonna let the credits roll a bit and the song go. I'm gonna take a small break. I'm gonna throw up a screen or anything. Just let this go. Enjoy the music. chat. Let's finish this patch off, shall we? I should let it go one more song, but yeah. I knew the Knights Blessed were among the revelers, but the Crystarium was so crowded I thought it safe to speak my true name. Poor Runa and his ilk were gripped with panic, as you may recall 'tis customary not to reveal one's true name outside of family and ceremony. Yet when I hurried to explain that all present were like family, I was greeted with an outpouring of tears. An emotional people, the Blessed. It would seem I don't know my own limits. I had thought to push on till dawn, but my body had other plans. Still, I did enjoy the carousing. English is hard. While it lasted, even I need to forget my cares every now and then. What I don't need is to wake up to Alphonse smoking at my bedside. He said my face was a rare sight while I slept. Gods, I hope I wasn't drooling. It would seem that the city celebrated long into the night. Not that I would know. As embarrassing as it is to admit, I woke to find myself in the infirmary, having apparently collapsed from exhaustion. My aching pride was somewhat soothed by the sight of Alice asleep in the bed next to mine. She must have been just as weary. Long has it been since I've seen her face so peaceful in repose. It was a rare, tranquil morning, made unforgettable by the sight of those clear blue skies. Alphonse, you fixing to get spunched in the The ending to this tale hath been a joyous one indeed. Myriad were the lessons learned, yet there is one of particular import. 'Tis imperative that I master magics to grant my feet purchase upon the water, or else allow me to part the sea at will. I must needs visit Bismarck in due course, and scrub his teeth in thanks. Mayhap the airy arts of a fairy whale might be imparted to mortal men. We shall see. We shall see. Just learn to swim, Ariange. God. People came from moms around to join the festivities, but seem to have stumbled home by now. Even so, I dare say Norvern will echo to the sound of clinking mugs for some while yet. I thought to indulge in a little revelry myself last night, until Ariange began to list all the names of my drunken conquests. I ended up drinking water. Water! Langus, are you well? No ill after effects? To my eyes, you seem completely healed. It really is a miracle. Speaking of happy surprises, I was amazed to see the crowd that greeted our return. I hadn't realized how many people we'd met along the way. And did you see their smiles? Right then and there, I vowed to do whatever I could to keep that joy from fading.
By your deeds has the blinding light been banished from these skies, and the Sin Eaters driven to retreat. Although our many hurts will be years in the mending, I have faith that this world and her people will one day be whole once more. With no rejoining in prospect, the Source need no longer fear the coming of an 8th umbral calamity.
And with that triumph, the future from which you came will no longer come to pass. Yet here you still stand.
So I do. I wonder if that other age continues onward somehow, cut adrift from time's flow. Or have I simply etched myself a place upon this new block of history? Either way, this is an unexpected development. As the summoner of your souls, my death was meant to release you back to your world. Yet I am very much alive, and you are still stuck here in the First.
I believe I speak for us all when I say that we are happy to postpone our return if it means your life is spared. We will seek out another way.
Besides, I never had any intention of rushing home. There are people here I still need to thank, and this means I might actually have time to do so.
Yet we dare not neglect our comrades in the source. Mistress Tataru, to name but one, will be most anxious to know how things stand with us.
So, you'll just have to make the journey alone for the moment. Be sure and give a full report to our fellow scions, would you? Oh, and we'd also appreciate any news you can bring us from back home.
Then I see no reason to delay. I can open the path from here.
I imagine we each have matters demanding our attention, so let this be a farewell for us all. Send word when you've resummoned our friend.
Sorry about the drop frames there.
Oh, and do try to ensure he arrives within the city next time.
Of course. I shall strive for utmost accuracy. No strange forests or unplanned passengers, I promise.
Well, it might help that I can actually summon myself here. So that bit's taken care of, but
I'm a little relieved, to be honest. I would have been terribly lonely if everyone had suddenly disappeared.
sorry for dropping frames everywhere. If you can still hear me.
I understand that you have to go. Safe journey, warrior of darkness. I hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Twitch is hiccuping or if I'm hiccuping.
Just a moment while I attune the portal. Then you can be on your way. When I was a boy, many long years ago, I yearned to stand tall as the heroes of Eld.
No, it's absolutely my end. I've dropped like 7,000 frames in the past
like a
2
fool
minutes.
seeking to pluck the stars from the heavens, my every attempt to reprise their deeds fell short. And then one day, an all but forgotten dream from my youth stood before me in the flesh. A hero who looked at the horizon and beyond and saw I knew not what. All I knew was that I would give anything to stand at that hero's side.
At least it's at the very end and not
Would that
everything
it was so
else.
easy. The glory of the heavens was ever beyond the grasp of those who never thought to reach for it. But if I have gained anything from all of this, it is the courage to stretch out my hand. Do you hear me, Grahatia? This is no time for sleeping.
Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace in the Source,
To the west gate. I want to know what's happening there.
Same as the others. Struck down with a single blow. An unfortunate day to draw guard duty.
That's a very me joke. I'd probably make that as well. And then be like, oh, whoops, sorry.
Forgive me. These were your people.
We took advantage of this slaughter to slip into the palace. 'Tis not for me to grieve them. That was the Emperor. Wait! Ugh. Your Radiance!
Gaius, you've missed your part in this, I'm afraid.
Identify yourself, demon!
You were hoping for the Ascian?
Our best friend's back.
The Craven shed this skin and fled, rather than face me. A pity. I was looking forward to crossing blades with myself. But I cannot deny the feeling of satisfaction. Body and soul reunited at last.
What now? The game continues, but the pieces have changed.
Only if we trust in a paragon's words. A mistake I do not intend to repeat. Gaius!
He speaks the truth. Elidibus is gone. Tore a hole into the rift. Xenos, my foolish, greedy son.
I feel like I'm one of 10 people.
Was a second life not enough? Was the Empire too rich a prize to ignore?
That actually like Xenos.
True freedom for our nation, our people, will never be won by a spoiled princeling. The burden of this throne is beyond you.
Ain't about the throne, Varys.
'Tis you, father, who have struggled with this burden. Simply holding the Empire together has occupied your limited faculties. But you may take comfort in knowing that I have no intention of pursuing your tedious agenda. Nor am I interested in ruling over the Empire's lands. I came only to remove that which ruins my sport. I will not have my prey stolen by your petty wars and cowardly weapons.
You would kill me just for that?
Absolutely.
I need no other reason. Any and all who interfere with my hunt will not do so twice! I I heard the Ascians speak of Zodiac and Eidolon. Even the will of this star is but a construct of our own making. We shall gorge upon their strength, and then, my friend, our contest shall begin anew.
Xenos!
Again, if you can still hear me out there, sorry for the lag and the frame drops and everything. It's been completely fine until this final bit. But at least it's during cutscenes where honestly frames don't matter that much. It's probably the Twitch server, if I had to guess. And for once, it's a clear night in Mordona. For once, a clear night. There ain't me. Well, that's good. It looks like it's stabilized. Watch me say that and it'll probably start dropping again. Yep, had to open my mouth. Hi, Tataru. Don't you walk away from me, you little shit. But, Lucas, is it really you? Hi. But how? When? We didn't think you'd be back for ages. Would you rather I go again? I can just pay 700 gil, or 900, or 1,000 gil, and just go back. Oh, don't be daft. I just can't believe you're actually back. We heard the good news from your pixie friend, but nothing compares to seeing you in the flesh. As for the situation on this side, the Imperials are still eyeing our forces from afar. From what I'm told, the Gallian armies have been slow to react and seem reluctant to commit any large-scale engagements. It's an odd sort of stalemate. Otherwise, we've yet to see any sign of that awful Black Rose weapon we were warned about. Oh, but I suppose we did call in an old friend to help out on that count. Crown, I had a terrible time tracking him down, though it will be worth it to see the look on your face when you find out who it is. Anyway, I was just about to make contact with this helper of ours, and then confirm the latest news from the front. Might you fancy having a rest while I do? Sure. Ah, the Warrior of Light, back where he belongs. Just as if nothing had happened. Though you do seem different somehow. You'll have to tell me all about your adventures when we next have a spare moment. Until then, welcome back. .5.0 done. Oh wait, one more cutscene. I forgot. Bravo in a voice, thank you. I try. Oblivion has claimed him. Emmett Silk, gone. Mahabrea, gone. I alone remain, the last of the unbroken. Once more, I am moved to reevaluate the potential of these tattered souls. Ah, Xenos. Never did I dream you would overpower me so completely, possessed as I was of your body in all its uncanny strength. And now that I have shared with you the truth of this world and its reflections, who can predict how events will unfold? Not I. Emissary. What a poor jest that title has become. The flow of history has become muddied, its currents wild beyond my capacity to direct them. You have wrestled the advantage, Hydaelyn. The thieving hands of your disciples tightened their grip on our star. The origins of the world remain hidden and its uninhabitants ignorant of their broken existence, just as you and your creators desired. They celebrate the gift of imperfect life, uncaring, unknowing as we weaken and fade. But do not imagine yourself rid of us. Though your champion has indeed proven the most egregious obstacle to our ascendance, a barbed thorn on my side, he may yet be removed and cast into the abyss. Oh yes, it can be done. I will keep these heroes mired in the first, and victory will be ours at the last. Warriors of darkness now, are they? Then their fate is decided. They shall meet the same end as those who came before. Death at the hands of warriors of light. It seems you were right. Yes, there is something out there. But it would mean crossing moms and moms of this infernal emptiness, which is rather unhealthy for living creatures, as I understand it. Even were we to restrict ourselves to brief forays, I don't like to imagine the effect it would have on our ether. But you still want to go, don't you? We may have saved the world, but we haven't reclaimed it. Ah, when you put it that way. What choice do we have? Well, of course I'm going with you. It's what family is for, isn't it? Come, let's head back and prepare for this mad journey of yours. Thank you, Thancred. Though blazing skies give way to gentle night, what hand can end the war of dark and light? Is it really gonna spit this at me even though I've already done it? Shadowbringers Part 2 New Game Plus complete. It only cost us the small price of 21,000 frames and counting, but we got there. It's probably the server, if I had to guess, because I haven't really noticed any lag myself. So if I had to take a guess, it's that. But anyways, that'll be it for me tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out, whether it be here in Twitch chat, whether it be watching the VODs, watching YouTube,